So, quick little review of all the things you're going to need to know for the upcoming quiz for 6162. So, let's call it, let's see, 6.1, 6.2 quiz review. I'm going to go real quickly. It's just a few more problems to try to whet your appetite for trigonometry. So, on this quiz, you're going to need to know these 5 things. Maybe there should be like a little Quizlet feature or flashcards. You guys need to know this stuff, okay? You don't have to have them memorized. You just need to know how to work them, how to use them. So, first and foremost, you need to know how to convert radians and degrees. So, if I have like, I don't know, 5 radians, you need to be able to tell that in degrees. If I have 195 degrees, you need to be able to convert that into radians. S equals r theta. This is arc length. Okay. You guys need to go back in your notes if you don't know what arc length is. Area of a sector. Okay, so that's when you have a circle and like you're trying to find the area that pi slice. Omega is angular velocity. And v is linear velocity. Okay. Like I said, you don't need to memorize these, but you do need to have a working knowledge of how to use each one of these. Remember, we don't use degrees. Okay, we're going to have to use radians in our problems. And remember that revolution is 2 pi. All right, so let's go ahead with the next slide. I'm going to go ahead and give you a chance to copy each one of these problems down. Copy 1 through 7 down in order. And I'm going to go through each one of these. I have everything written out. I'm going to try to give you like some time to write it out, or you can pause it or whatever. But this is just a little time to review. These are the type of problems that you're going to see on the quiz. So to change to degrees, remember your fraction is 180 over pi. If you reference back to your 6.1 notes, when pi is on the bottom, you usually want pi to cancel. So for example, if I have 11 pi over 3, that is 660 degrees. And how do you do that? You have to multiply 11 pi over 3 times 180 over pi. And when pi is divided by pi, they cancel. And then when you do 180 divided by 3, these are common factors. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. So that's why I have 1 right here. And 180 divided by 3 is 60. So if you go through, you would have 11 times 60, which is 660, divided by 1. Everything on the bottom canceled out. So it would be 660 degrees. If I have 17.5 radians, again, you're going to take and multiply this by 180 divided by pi, and you're going to get 1002.7 degrees. So that's what we do right here. It's going to be 17.5 times 180 divided by pi. Or you can take that decimal that this would be and do 17.5 times 57.29577 and get 1002.7 degrees. Okay. Change to radians. We are going to multiply by pi over 180. So these are the 2 things you need to memorize. If you're going to degrees, you want pi at the bottom. If you want radians, you want pi at the top. So we have to multiply 210 by pi over 180. You could do it the mathematician's way. If you do 210 divided by 180 times pi, you're going to get 7 over 6 pi, and you're going to get 3.7 radians. Okay? Next slide. Length of arc. So this is arc length. S equals R theta. And we have 320 degrees and radius 14. The problem with this is you need radians. You cannot use degrees for theta. So you have to use pi over 180, and that's what we're going to do. So step one, change it. So 320 times pi over 180 and use your big decimal. Or you can just plug in 320 times pi over 180. In step two, you could either do 14 times the big decimal, or you can do 14 times 320 times pi over 180. You're going to get 78.2. Okay. Likewise, area of a sector. Okay. This is already in radians, so we don't need to convert. So we know our R, we know our theta, and 1/2 is 0.5. So in the calculator, you would do 0.5 in parentheses, put your 7, close parentheses, square it, and then times by pi divided by 8. Or you can actually just use this decimal if you have like a less than capable calculator at home, 0.392699. Either way, your answer is going to be 9.6. Next problem. Let's see. To find angular displacement, you have to multiply by 2 pi, not 360 degrees. 360 degrees and 2 pi are the same thing. So we're going to take 60.7 revolutions, multiply by 2 pi, and you get 381.4 radians. Angular velocity, which is omega equals theta over t, you're going to get 17.2 revolutions in 12 seconds. So step one, you got to convert and either find your radians. So it would be 17.2 times 2 pi, which is 108.070787 radians, and then just plug that in to the calculator. Or you could do 17.2 times 2 pi over 12. So here's your radians, or here's your radians right here, and it would be 9.0. And finally, linear velocity, same thing. Remember, theta over t is omega. So in the problem, they're going to give you omega equals theta over t. They're going to give you this omega right here. So instead of theta over t, you're going to write r times omega. And then you have your r, you have your omega, and just multiply them, and you get 132.8. Okay? If you have any more questions, talk to me on Schoology, write me a message, comment on your class page, and we're out.